And welcome back. In the last episode, we took the Prebug Zuma for its first official registered ride. And to be frank about it, it was a little disappointing. Although the bike went well, something's not right with that CVT, and it topped out at 43 kilometers an hour. That's not enough. So in this episode, we're gonna aim to rectify that, and to do it, I've got a couple of boxes full of parts. So let's have a look what we've got. In this box, we have some belts. There's actually 3 belts in here, but this is the belt that we are talking about. This is a 757 millimeter belt, opposed to the normal Prebug belt that's 747 millimeters. The reason for the extra long belt is I saw someone on the Prebug Zuma page in the US, and they said the belt size was one of the factory restrictions and recommended to go to a 757 millimeter belt. Now when we look at the CVT, we can see we don't have full travel, so why not? Not an expensive belt, but shipping them was, and that's why I got 3. In this box, slightly more exciting, we have a stage 6 clutch bell. We have a brand new torque driver. A stage 6 Variator kit. A stage 6 Variator face. A stage 6 clutch. What else have we got in here? A couple of springs. Some Variator shims, and yet another stand, because the JB weld on the stand tabs didn't work, so we're going to switch it to a side stand. So in this episode we're going to get all this in that bike there, and hopefully we can achieve 2 things. The most annoying thing that I need to fix is the fact that it doesn't have a stand. So I can't wait to put a stand on this bike. The second thing is get better than 43 kilometers an hour. So what we'll do is we'll pull apart the Variator cover, get in there, swap all the old stuff out to the new stuff. Hopefully that sees an improved performance. And then when we do the stand, we've got to take the covers back off, and we will do the CDI mod where we disconnect the red wire, and hopefully we see an improvement there too. Alright, let's get into it. Time to tear open that CVT cover. Chuck the belt on, the Variator, and then hopefully we see some markable improvement in acceleration and top speed. Alright, it's in, and already I can see that belt is right to the top of that clutch and right to the bottom of the Variator, so hopefully this translates to way more speed. Let's have a look at it. So you can see the belt is right to the top there. So what we'll do is we will mark with the Sharpie or the texture on both sides. Start the bike up. Let's take it for a ride and see how it goes. I'll leave the cover off for now just in case we have to do some fine tuning, but hopefully we see better than the 43 kilometers an hour that we saw before, and a little bit more consistency in the transmission, because before I could feel it slipping quite a bit. It was like the belt was slipping. Sometimes it would rev and go nowhere, and sometimes just the slightest bit of throttle would send it on its way. So it was quite obvious that there was something wrong in here. Hopefully this is the end of that. Bike's back in the shed. Time to pull the bodywork off it so we can get at that little red wire in the CDI, which I'm told will de-restrict the rev limiter, which should give us a little bit more top speed, and then we can finally get to putting that stand on the bike, which for me is a big thing, because once that stand broke, this bike has been an absolute pain in the ass moving it around. Alright, so we pulled down the Zuma, ready to install the side stand. Here it is right here, and it's meant to go in there. Typical fashion. The wrong one. But moving on, de-restricting the CDI. So this little box here, that is your CDI, and here is the red wire. The other end of the red wire is down here somewhere, and I've already disconnected it. There it is. So we've got both ends right here. Just unclip. Ignition's on. And there you go. So the bike will still run and start. So we'll put the bike back together. We'll forget about the side stand for now. We'll come back to that another day. Alright, so I've pulled the bike back apart now just to fit that stand. All the plastics are off. Now I have gone through two types of stands. The original one that you saw in the start of the video, kind of briefly in the box, was this one. It's a Bazzetti one, and it has this bracket here. It's shit, don't buy it. It doesn't work. It doesn't fit over anything. It's just garbage. Alright. The other one that I've got is an S23 stand. It's shit too. It doesn't fit over everything. So I've had to cut the bike up a little bit, just a tiny bit, make brackets, weld in brackets to fit the stand, cut the stand to get it to work. So I'll show you what I've got right here. That's the stand there, kind of resting in place, ready to be welded in. I'm trying to replicate what they originally were by that little bracket that's meant to be on the frame in the early Prebug, so I think it's 98. So I'm just going to weld that bracket in. So the long and the short of it is, there's no stands that you can buy off the shelf that will fit bolt in. They're all garbage. Look, on the websites, there's no instructions on how to do these things. That's your biggest warning. If they don't show you how to bolt it in, chances are it's just some generic shit stand that you're just going to have to make work. Anyway, I'll get welded in, and hopefully at the end of this we have a stand that is usable and functionable. Okay, way back in episode 2 or 3 I think it was, I fixed the original center stand with some JB weld. Well, that failed. Didn't take long for it to fail, so don't do that. It's good for a temporary thing, but definitely turns out not good for a full-on fix. So that's why I've had to weld in this side stand. So it is now self-supporting. It's taken a while, a lot of cutting, a lot of grinding, getting it there, but here it is. And I've basically had to use every single tool in the shed to get it done. But it's up there, so now I'm just going to pull it all apart, clean it all up, paint it, and then put it in for the last time. Alright, so before I go on, I just want to show you the two stands in a bit more detail. Both of them were bought off scooter websites saying that they were for a Prebug Zuma. Now I can confirm 100% neither of these were bolt-in options, and one of them, there's just no freaking way it's ever going to fit, even with an angle grinder and a welder. It's bullshit. Alright, so I'll show you which ones they are. The second one, you can make it fit, you're just going to have to do a bit of cutting and a bit of welding to make it fit in your frame. Alright, so the first one was the one that I pulled out of the box at the very beginning of the video, the Bazzetti. So this is the Bazzetti. Kind of like this. It's like it's meant to bolt around a tube section in your frame. Probably does on a Bug-Eye Zuma, but on a Prebug, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't on a Bug-Eye, I wouldn't know. But that's the one. Don't get this one, it's just never going to fit. This is the one that I ended up getting from Scooter Swap Shop. It still does not fit. I think it is for a Bug-Eye, not a Prebug, even though it was bought from their Prebug section. As you can see, I've had to cut little sections out of it, and there you can pretty much see where I've cut it. The idea is that it fits up in here like so. Alright, so that's how I've made it fit, and you can see there's that bracket or that plate that I welded in. Probably very similar to the Zumas that do have a side stand. I think it's an 88 or a 98 or something like that. But there you go. So there you have it. None of these stands fit. Beware, whatever stand you're going to buy, you're always going to have to modify it, and probably modify the bike to get it in. Anyway, I'll put it all back together, put the bodywork back on, and then we're going to take this thing on a ride, see how we go with all those Variator mods and clutches and all that kind of stuff that I put in. Hopefully we can beat the what was it, 44 or 43 km/h max speed that we had before without the Alright guys, so we got the brand new Stage 6 Variator clutch, the long belt 757 millimeters. Let's see what this little 50cc can do. So apart from the Variator and the belt, it's an absolute stock bike, no other modifications done to it except the red wire on the CDI. So we're currently hitting about 30 k's an hour going uphill. That's alright. Take him for a little bit of a spin. Oh fuck, my gloves fell off. It's alright. Alright, this is much improved. So we've sailed past the 43. We're about to hit 60 on the clock. I do have the GPS app running. Turn right here. So this is a massive improvement over what it was last time. Although being 50cc, it still does struggle up some hills, and I'm obviously not the lightest of riders. Suburbs now, nice roads. Yeah, it's much faster. We're off the dial there. All uphill. Alright, bit flatter. So this before was pretty much the top speed anywhere. Very good. So smooth. So, stage 6 variator, stage 6 clutch, 757mm belt. A lot of improvements. We're running 7-gram rollers. And I weigh about 100 kilos. So I'm not sure what that is in pounds. I'll put it up on the screen. Not bad at all. Not bad, although uphill it's always going to struggle. I think a much lighter weight rider would definitely see improvements, but for my weight I think a 70cc kit might be the ticket. I must say I'm pretty happy with this where it is at the moment. Oh, the enemy up ahead. We'll go this way though. We'll turn right. I love how it just goes straight to 60. Again, it is always going to struggle up hills. Downhills, not bad at all. For a bike that didn't run a couple of weeks ago, I'm pretty impressed. straight through the stop sign. And that's a wrap. The little Prebug Zuma is done. It's running well. Top speed just then was 68 kilometers an hour, or for those in the US, 42, just over 42 mile an hour. So, what's next on the Bug? That's it. The Prebug's done. It's finished for now anyway. If you want to see more modifications or got any ideas to get more speed out of it on the stock 50cc, please comment below because I'll give them a go. I would like a little bit more out of it, maybe an exhaust, I'm not too sure. But for now, we're going to consider this done, because coming up soon, in a video or two away, we've got another bike that we're building. I'm not going to give it away, but I'll give you two hints. It's a Yamaha, and it's 3 letters in the name. If you follow my Instagram at ScooterBomb, you will see some tips just there, but if you haven't been there, you're just going to have to wait and see. Alright, for now, let's have a bit of a closer look at this little bike.